are taking a look at the types of thoughts that we have. So if you're joining this practice and haven't been in the satsang program, I'll give you a little bit of a taste. We were looking at the nature of the mind and the different aspects of mind and how they interact with each other to create our thought experience. And now this week we are getting an idea for the types of thoughts that we have. Some of the thoughts that we have in our mind are based on truth. Some are based on a complete misconception of reality or ourselves. Sometimes our thoughts are based solely on imagination. So you can think about when you're imagining, tomorrow, or any kind of like nervous, anxious, fearful thoughts are usually based on imagination, or they can be memory. So you can be remembering thoughts that you've had before. In fact, most thoughts are thoughts that you've had before. And so as we move through this class today, I will just invite you to recognize what's going on in the mind, tune into the thought stream whenever you are noticing that you've moved into a thought stream and away from the breath. Of course, this is yoga asana, it is a moving meditation, and so ideally you are allowing your breath to guide the movement. Remember, never let my cues direct you on when to breathe. Follow your own natural, deepened ujjayi breath and just take the movement on your next inhalation or exhalation, never rushing or shortening the length of the breath. So with that, let's begin. Take a moment to settle in. Find a way that you can sit where the spine is long. The crown of the head lifts. The sit bones are grounded. Tune into the physical body. Notice any cues that it is giving you. Maybe there needs to be some shifting in the crossing of the legs, or changing to sitting on the knees, or some other way, lifting the seat to a block. Maybe there's an itch or something that needs to be shuffled around. Just take a moment to do that. And then surrender yourself to be present with exactly this space that the physical body occupies and nothing else. Resign yourself to be present in this moment, recognizing when the mind is drawn to perhaps another moment or another place. Noticing when the mind is bringing you outside of this presence, if those thoughts have merit, if they are based on reality or imagination or simply something that you have thought before. You might even allow a few moments right now to let the mind chatter. Start to get to know its tendencies. Physical body sitting here, breath soft and natural. Mind noticing the mind. Noticing where the mind wants to go and what most of these thoughts are based in. Body seated, breath natural. Observing the mental movements. Now turn attention away from the chattering mind and to the breath. attach the awareness to the smooth and steady inhale and exhale of the breath. Observe the breath with wonder, with curiosity. As you're totally consumed with presence of breath and curious about where it will lead next. Notice all the details, the way the nostrils move to invite the air in, the cool touch of the breath as it moves across the warm nasal passages. The way the body so intelligently settles with the exhalation. Begin to slightly deepen the breath, filling the low belly, middle belly, upper belly, low chest, upper chest. Feel the breath circle in the throat as you exhale from the throat, chest, upper, middle, and low belly. We'll begin with a pranayama technique, Brahmari. This is the hummingbird breath, and this is one of the best ways to calm the mind and crank on the parasympathetic response, the rest and digest. And so when you notice the mind is particularly busy, or especially when you're going to sleep, this will help with insomnia, it'll calm the nervous system. And so it's a very simple technique. You just take your 2 index fingers and you're going to plug your ears. And so we'll do 5 Brahmari breaths right now, and then you can carry this practice with you as you move throughout your day and your life. So you'll take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you will hum. You can let your teeth gently touch without clenching the jaw, and you can find the pitch that is most calming for you. I'm going to do 5 together now. So let's begin. Deep inhale, plug the ears, and exhale, hum. When you finish with your 5 breath cycles, you can relax the hands in the lap and settle into stillness, just noticing the response in the body and the mind. Humming presses on the vagal nerve and elicits a physiological calm response throughout the body. And so you can bring this breath with you wherever you go in times of stress or overwhelm, and notice the way it assists the body in coming into a calmer state. From here, let's again deepen the breath, slowly breathing into the belly, chest, throat, exhaling from the throat, chest, belly. Invite a constriction in the throat, Ujjayi breath. The breath becomes audible. Once you find your Ujjayi breath on the exhalation, drop chin to chest. Breathe deeply into the muscles in the back of the neck. As you inhale, roll right ear to right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths into the left side of the neck, relaxing both the shoulders down away from the ears. Slow, deep breaths. On the exhale, roll chin to chest. And on your inhale, roll left ear to left shoulder. Breathe into the muscles on the right side of the neck. On your inhale, roll chin to chest. And on the inhale, rise up. So exhale, chin to chest, pardon. Inhale, raise the head. If you're seated on your knees, come onto your bottom, cross the legs. And let's begin with some seated cat-cows, opening up the hips, the chest, the back. Inhale, draw the chest forward, and exhale, round it back. Draw the navel to the spine, tuck the pelvis. Follow your breath. Inhaling, arching, opening, shining the heart forward, really being dramatic about this. Exhale, concave the chest, concave the belly. Roll onto the sacrum and really open up through the backside of the body. Move through 3 more of your own breath cycle. Inhale, raise back to neutral. Exhale, walk the hands forward, folding forward, maybe resting on the elbows, or maybe folding all the way down, resting the head on a block or the floor. Take a couple of slow, deep Ujjayi breaths here. Work towards really pressing the sit bones into the mat, drawing the navel to spine, deepening this forward fold. And on your inhale, rise up. Place the hands behind you, flat on the mat, fingertips pointing towards the hips. On an inhale, lift through the chest. Take a gentle back bend, drop the head in line with the spine, and breathe, shining the heart up towards the sky. Press the knees towards the earth as you also press the sit bones down and lift through the heart. Squeeze the elbows towards each other, bending ever so slightly, and continue lifting. On your inhale, rise back to center. Place the left hand on the mat. Inhale, raise the right arm, lean to the left. Imagine bringing the left rib cage towards the left hand. Slow, deep breath. You should feel this on the lower right side body, maybe even into the low back a little. Keep pressing the knees towards the earth. Exhale, go ahead and round the spine, bringing left elbow towards the floor or a block. Right hand behind the ear or behind the head. Shoulder far away from the ear. Gaze up or forward if that's crunchy on the neck. Slow, deep breaths into that right side body. On the inhalation, rise up. Right hand comes down. Exhale. Inhale, left arm comes up. Lean to the right. So, bringing the right rib cage towards the right hand, opening up through the left low side body. And on the next exhale, I invite you to go ahead and round through the spine, bringing the left hand behind the head, right elbow towards the earth or a block. Gaze can be up or forward, shoulder away from the ear. Slow, deep breaths into the left side body now. On the inhale, rise up. Slightly uncrossing the legs by bringing the right foot on the outside of the left knee, and then scooting that left foot out so the sit bone can come down to the earth. If the sit bone doesn't quite come down, you can extend the left leg straight out in front. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, left arm hugs the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Keep that right hand really close to the hips so as to keep the spine nice and long. We don't want to be leaning back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Gentle twist for now. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Switch the legs. So again, you can check and see if that right leg can be bent, and you can ground through the left sit bone. If not, straighten out the right leg. Keep the left leg on the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, hug the left knee with the right arm. Reach the left hand behind, really close to the hips. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Continue to move dynamically with your breath, so every time you inhale, get tall. Every time you exhale, twist into that length. On the inhale, slowly unwind. Cross the ankles, come up onto the knees. Walk the hands forward from tabletop, dropping into heart-melting pose. You can drop the chest and the chin towards the mat. If they connect with the mat, then you can come up onto the fingertips to deepen the stretch. Keep pressing the armpits towards the earth. Slow, deep breaths, opening through the chest. And as you inhale, start to rise up. Staying on the fingertips, drop the hips forward. Take the fingertips wide. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop the left shoulder, looking over the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop right shoulder, looking left. And move with your breath. Inhale, lifting, and exhale, twisting. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring the palms underneath the shoulders, elbows tight to the body. On the next inhalation, lift the chest. Baby cobra, using the hands to pull the mat back, to pull the chest between the arms. Take a couple of breaths here. Relax the glutes. Press the toenails into the mat. Good. Exhale, lower down. Press through hands and knees. And all the way to child pose. Take a moment here to rock the hips from side to side, opening up through the low back. Inhale, come to center. Let's tuck the toes and find downward facing dog. Lifting through the hips, walk the heels up and down to awaken the calves and the hamstrings. Relax the head between the arms, broaden the shoulder blades. Lift the left foot and press the toes onto the right heel, pressing the heel down, assisting to deepen the stretch. Take a breath or two there. And then switch, taking the right toes to the back of the left heel and assisting to press the heel towards the mat. And release. On the inhalation, gaze towards the hands, walk the feet forward, find a halfway lift. Exhale, Feet hips width apart, hanging forward fold or ragdoll. Option to hold the elbows and rock gently side to side. Release the elbows, inhale, rise all the way up to stand, and exhale, mountain pose. Bring the right foot behind the left. Reach the arms up overhead. Left hand holds right wrist, lean to the left. Take a few deep breaths here, Ujjayi. Inhale, come to center. Bring the weight onto the right foot. Wrap the left leg around for an optional eagle balance. Arms out to the side. Find your dristi. Option to stay here or join the arms. Left hand comes underneath the right. And you might hold with the back of the hands together or bring the palms together. Shift the hips and the chest to the front, whether you have the arms crossed or out to the side. Good. Find strength in that standing leg. Release the hook and step that left foot back, down, uncross the right leg and come back to mountain pose. Shift the weight onto the right leg. Bring the left leg around the back. Reach the arms up as you square the chest to the front. Right hand holds left wrist. Exhale, lean to the right. Opening up through that left side body, opening up through that left hip. Check in with your Ujjayi breath. Check in with any mental chatter. Inhale, rise back up. Arms float out to the side, finding the weight on the left foot as you lift the right and either keep it kickstand or wrap it all the way around for our eagle on the right. Option to stay here with the arms to the side, finding a dristi or a focal point. Option to wrap the right arm underneath the left, lift the elbows, square the chest and the hips to the front, and breathe. And release the arms if they're not already out to the side. Unhook the right foot, set it back down, and then uncross the left leg, coming back to mountain pose. On your next inhalation, rise the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the spine straight as long as possible before folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the left hand underneath the face. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale, lengthen tailbone to crown. Exhale, raise the right arm up. On your exhalation, release the right hand. Inhale, lengthen. Plant the right hand under the face. Exhale, left arm up, opening up to a twist on the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the left hand down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, rise to halfway lift. Reach the hands behind you, clasping the hands behind the low back. And as you exhale, fold forward, opening up through the shoulders. Switch the clasping of your hands. And take another breath here. Inhale, halfway lift. Release the hands to the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Finding your mountain pose, lift and spread the toes wide, balancing between the ball and the heel of the foot. Shift the weight onto the left leg, lifting the right, coming light on the toes of the right. Arms to the side for balance. Bend deeply into your left knee. Take your right ankle on top of your left thigh, making a figure four. You can stay right here, Or you might choose to squat a little bit deeper. You can stay here. You might choose to bring hands to heart center. You might deepen a little bit more. Keep your focal point and breathe into that right hip. Inhale, rise up. Send the arms out to the side. Raise that right knee, flex the foot, press the foot back for warrior three. Dropping the chest in line with the leg, even if it's not horizontal to the floor. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath or two here. On your next exhale, lower the hands down to the mat. Point the back toe, raise the leg high, standing split. Inhale, lift halfway. Lower that right foot all the way down to the mat. Coming into a high lunge. Option to lower the back knee. Option to stay here. Bring the hands to the thigh, or inhale, raise the arms all the way up above the head, dropping the hips down. On your exhale, lower the hands down to the mat. Untuck the right toes. Plant the hands on the mat. Bring the left foot back a little bit. Ground through the right hand. Press into the left foot and raise the right. Raise the left arm. Revolved half moon. Exhale, release the left hand. Pump that right leg high. 1, 2, 3. Straight back out to the side. 1, 2, 3. And relax it down. Hanging forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise. From mountain pose, find your Ujjayi breath. Slow, deep inhalations. Slow, steady exhalations. Bring the arms out to the side. Shift the weight onto the right leg. Coming onto the left toes. Bend through that right knee and take the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Keeping the left ankle nice and flexed. Arms can stay to the side for balance. You can stay here or deepen a little more. Slow, deep, steady breath. Breathing into that left hip. Inhale, slowly rise. Arms back out to the side for balance. Lift the left knee. Flex the left foot. And press the sole of the foot back, finding your warrior three. Option to keep the arms to the side or bring them to heart center. Slow, steady breaths. Notice the thoughts. You got this. Exhale. Lower the hands down to the mat. Point the left foot. Raise the leg high. Standing split. Inhale, halfway, lift. Lower the left foot back down to the mat. Finding your lunge. Option to bring the knee down. Option to stay here. Hands to the thigh or all the way up, opening through the chest. And on your exhale, relax the hands back down. Plant the hands on the mat. Untuck the left toes. Bring the right foot back just a little. Ground through your left hand. Inhale, raise the left leg. On your exhale, twist open to the right. So the chest is twisting open to the right. The hips are square to the mat. Revolved half moon. Sole of the left foot is pressing back. Good. Exhale, lower that right hand to the mat. Lift the left leg high for 3 pumps. 1, 2, 3. And then out to the side for 1, 2, 3, and then lower down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the feet back. Find plank. Hold plank, checking in that your index finger is pressing forward. Press firmly into the base of the index finger, the thumb, and the base of the pinky. Turn the eye of the elbows forward. Broaden the shoulder blades and activate through the core. Inhale. On your exhale, drop the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale back to plank. Exhale to downward dog, moving at your pace. You might even create a wave motion in your spine. Whatever feels good for you today. So inhaling to plank, exhaling to downward dog. Take 3 more of your own breath cycles. Let's meet back in plank. Coming into side plank. So rolling onto the outer edge of that left foot, either bringing the right foot to the mat in front of the left leg or stacking the right foot on top of the left. Being strong in that left arm and then raising the right arm up. Option to stay here, option to lift the right leg, strong in that outer hip, maybe even pumping the leg once or twice. Option to take hold of the big toe and open through there. If you have the big toe, option to very slowly bring that foot down to the mat. If not, just shifting back to plank. Send the right foot back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Side plank on the right. Option to stack, coming to the outer edge of the left foot. Option to bring outer edge of the right foot. Option to stack the left foot, bringing weight into the right arm and lengthening that left arm. Option to stay here. Option to see about lifting that leg. Option to lift that left leg behind you. Pump or not. Option to hold the big toe. Find some space here, opening the side body to the side. Option 2, if you have the toe, again, slowly bringing that sole of that foot back to the mat. Send it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, pump the right leg high, straight behind you, foot is flexed. 5 times. Out to the side, 5 times. Bring the right knee to the right shoulder, to the left shoulder, down the left arm to the left wrist, and over to the right wrist. Sink into pigeon. Send that left leg long behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, collapse. On your inhales, activate your left thigh. And on your exhales, breathe into your right hamstring and hip. Catch up with your Ujjayi breath. Slow, steady breath. Notice the temperature of the body. Notice the sensation of the mind. A couple of slow, deep breaths here. Love it on that right hip. When you're ready, on an inhale, slowly rise up. Sink into the right hip. Slide the left leg around, finding Gomukhasana or cow face pose. So you're stacking the left knee on top of the right. You might sit on a block if both sit bones aren't grounded. If both sit bones are grounded, you might just stay here. You might be strong on the left hip. Option to stay here, or if it feels like you want to go deeper, option to fold forward. Feel as if the breath is exhaling from the center of the left hip. Inhale, slowly rise. Remove the left leg, straighten it out in front, and bend the right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot towards the hips. Lean into your left hand, reach your right arm forward, wrap it around the front of the right shin, and see about catching your hands behind you. You can always hold on to the shirt or use a strap if the hands don't quite connect. Inhale, square the chest over the left leg. Exhale, hinge. Play between pushing that right hip down onto the mat and bringing the chest down further. Slow, deep, steady breath. Inhale, slowly rise. Bring the soles of both feet to the mat, point the toes. Lean the torso back, feel the abdominals engage. Option to lift the feet to boat modification. Option to straighten the legs all the way to full boat. Hold here. Bring hands to heart center. On an exhale, twist to the right and then open the arms on the inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Exhale, twist left. Open the arms on the inhale. And exhale back to center. Do this 2 more times with your own breath. Place the hands down beside you, cross the ankles. Press and lift your bum up off the mat and see about scooting the feet back, all the way back. Coming into plank. Option to lower down for 1 chaturanga today. Inhale, raise up for upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the chin, downward facing dog. On the inhale, left leg lifts, foot is flexed, pump 5 times straight back. Out to the side 5 times. Bring that left knee to the left shoulder. Bring it over to the right shoulder. Slide it down the right arm to the right wrist. And then over to the left wrist. And settle yourself into pigeon on the left. Send that right foot back and to the left a little bit. Scooting the right knee over to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to fold. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, surrender. Notice what's present for you here. Inhales, activate the right thigh. Exhales, breathe life into that left hip. Check in with the thoughts. What are stories that you're telling about yourself? Are they based on truth? Are they based on imagination? Are they based on memory? Just a thought, an echo that you've had before. Whenever you're ready, inhale, slowly rise. Sink onto the left hip and slide the right leg around. Gomukhasana on the other side, cow face pose. So stacking the knees and scooting that right foot back to meet the left hip. Noticing how this side may feel different. So we've already opened up the right hip a little bit. Option to stay here. Option to fold forward. Imagine the right hip is breathing you. Inhale, rise. Uncross the right leg and straighten it out. Keeping that right foot flexed, sole of the left foot close to the hip. Lean into the right hand, so move to Shavasana A on the left. Lean into the right hand, reach the left arm forward and low as you can around that left shin. Reaching both hands behind you to see about clasping, binding. Always hold a shirt or a strap. Inhale, lengthen, pressing left hip towards the mat, and exhale, hinging the chest forward. Inhale, rise up. Releasing the hands. Again, bringing the soles of both feet to the mat. Pointing the toes, lean the torso back, keep the chest lifted. Arms to the side, option to stay here or lift the legs. Option to tap each toe, maybe even straightening all the way. Stay with your slow, steady Ujjayi breath. And release. Hands to the mat beside the hips. Cross the legs in the opposite direction this time. See about lifting yourself up off the mat and keeping the hands glued to where they are, scooting the feet back all the way to plank. And exhale, lower yourself all the way down, belly to the mat. We're going to move into bow pose. So option one is to do half bow, extending the left arm in front, bending the right knee, and taking hold of the outside of the right ankle. Press the ankle into the hand and lift through the chest. That's half bow. If you do half bow, take a few breaths here, lower down, and take a few breaths on the other side. If you know full bow and you feel like going there, feel free to take that option. Taking a few deep, steady breaths, pressing firmly the feet into the hands, keeping the knees hips width apart, and lifting through the muscles of the spine. When you finish, slowly lower down, release the legs to the mat, press through the hands, and counter with child pose. From here, lift up onto the knees. We're going to play with the preparation for headstand. Play with it. You do not have to go into headstand. If it's not already in your practice, then just stay with me in these modifications. So first, measure the distance between your elbows by taking the hands on the outside of the tricep, and that is the distance for your elbows. Release the hands and clasp them, palms open, thumbs up. Press the fingers so firmly together that you could catch water in your hands and it wouldn't seep through. Press the forearms and the elbows and the pinkies really firmly into the mat. Broaden the shoulder blades. Notice what it feels like to press so firmly into the elbows and forearms that your shoulders activate. Note what it feels like to press so firmly the hands towards each other that the shoulders activate even more. Then place the very tip top of the head on the mat, the very back of the head cradled in the hands. Stay on your knees. With the head on the mat, press so firmly into the elbows and forearms that the head lifts up easily. Good. You want to be able to do this the whole time, at each step of the way. Never ever jump into headstand. Only let the legs float into a nice tight ball. I'll show what that looks like. From here, stand up on the feet. Press the head up off the mat. Press so firmly into the elbows and forearms that the head lifts up, and you can chat with your friends. Hi. Then, option to walk the feet a little closer to the face and do the same thing again. Press so firmly the head lifts up off the mat. From here, option to bend one knee into the chest. Try pressing the head off the mat. Lower that foot down. Bend another other knee into the chest. Press and lift the head up off the mat. That's enough for now. Lower both the feet down. Find yourself in child pose. Roll the forehead side to side. And finally, make your way onto your back. Lie down on your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Massage the low back. Press the soles of the feet into the mat. Shift the hips over to the left and drop both knees to the right. Left arm stretches out. Gaze out towards the left hand and breathe. Inhale back to center, lifting the knees. Shift the hips over to the right and drop the knees at 90-degree angles to the left. Right arm reaches out, shoulders stay flat on the mat, and breathe. Inhale slowly back to center. Take any last movements your body might need. And then stretch the heels away from each other towards the corners of the mat. Stretch the arms away from the side body. Take up space. Shavasana. Let the whole body begin to soften. Imagine sand pouring into the body, filling up the toes, the feet, the heels. The feet are so heavy that they melt outward towards the little toe. Imagine sand filling the ankles, the low legs, knees, thighs. Heaviness in both legs. So heavy. Imagine sand filling the hips and glutes, settling them deeply into the mat. Imagine sand filling the low back surrendering to that heaviness. Sand filling the belly, the chest, the upper back, the light, soft sand, reminding the body that it's okay to release. Imagine sand filling the fingers, hands, arms, shoulders. Heaviness in the arms and shoulders. Feel this heaviness move into the neck, across the face, and down through the head. As you settle your awareness behind or beneath the thoughts, sink deeper now. Allow yourself to surrender. If you were lying on clay, you would leave a deep imprint. That's how soft the body is. begin to imagine bringing movement to the fingers and toes. When you're ready, do so. As you're ready, you can rotate wrists and ankles, bending the knees into the chest and rocking yourself to one side. In this fetal position, reconnecting with this rebirth, checking back in from a fresh perspective. And recalling as you move throughout your day to notice what the chatter in the head is based on. When you're ready, you can press yourself to seated and bring the hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me in your practice today. Sending you infinite love and so much gratitude. Namaste.